It's the beginning of a new weekend. Welcome to the show. I am Morayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have my co-host with me. Hi, ladies.
Good morning.
Hi, Topsy. Hi, Miss Daba.
Rapper.
And all the...
You need to see that.
This what's it called? Lali, right?
Yeah.
Henna.
Oh,
Henna.
Henna, sorry.
Lele. Yes.
Lele.
You got it right.
Yeah.
That's Hausa.
Nice. So why did you do exactly? They do it for weddings?
Yes. Last year when I went to Dubai for vacation, I wanted to do it. Then my husband was in a hurry. Let's go. I can't wait. Let's go. I can't. So how much is it? Calculate it in Naira. Oh, it's 20. And I left it. So I saw a celebrity friend who had the stuff done. So I asked her to send just a simple Hausa girl. Came to my house and did it for me.
Were you expecting like a
Yes,
robot? Yeah.
yes. Simple girl. Just
Yes.
did
How
my
long
thing.
did it take?
A couple of minutes, like 30
Minutes?
Yeah, 30
Yeah, it
minutes,
doesn't
and
take
she
That's
was
not a
done.
couple of that. That was a long time.
That's more than a couple of minutes.
Yeah, because I had to do.
I like the wig. I like the henna. I like the makeup.
Thank you.
Everything.
Everyone
Just
looks
look.
very different every week.
Yeah.
Oh, you're short, then you're long,
I'm
then you're curly,
dynamic
then you're very dynamic. Obviously.
All that you can be.
in this life, Abby.
Yes, so it's just this one life.
Thank you.
Yes, and a lot of times we try to please everybody or try to conform or try to...
Put ourselves in a box.
Yeah, so sometimes it's okay. It's okay to be strange. It's okay to be a born-again Christian that knows how to dance shaku shaku.
Like you.
It does not mean that you are a less born-again Christian because you understand the language of the world, because you're still in the world, you know. So we're not so spiritual that we lose ourselves or
Okay, you're
we're
going
so
to a
in the
different
world.
angle here now.
Like I'm just saying, be.
That's
So
the
I am
top
enjoying. I am enjoying every phase, and I am enjoying trying to control my emotions. I'm enjoying practicing what I'm preaching. I'm enjoying living a straight life, not having multiple personalities, being a different person inside. I'm enjoying personal victory, you know, personal integrity in my room. The things I do please me when nobody is watching, and I'm grateful to God for life.
All right. Good. Well done. I feel like clapping to that.
How you doing, Maya?
Maybe you asked how I was doing. I just answered
You gave
the
us a
question.
whole lecture. Thank you very much. I'm doing good. Well, I've been here the whole week. It's Friday. And
Like we posted the show
we'll
together
go to
this
it.
week.
Yes, she and I. So my plans for the weekend, we've got school, inter-house sports, we've
Wow.
got birthday parties, we've got cinema.
Are your
Wow.
kids
This is what they are
participating?
Yes.
in the inter-house
Oh,
sports?
yeah. Of course.
That's nice.
They do.
Cool.
One funny thing, do you know, my daughter, her last sport, inter-house sports, she ran up until she got to the finish line, but she didn't cross it. She just stopped there. So the second came and passed her. The third came and passed her. She was just standing there. She said, I thought I got there already. You want to take the step? Oh, yes, we
You
did.
should post it. That's cute. How you doing, madam?
I'm doing
Plans for the weekend?
amazing and grateful. Yes,
concerts?
of course. I'm going to be in the studio. I'm going to be working. I'm expecting a call. I got a role to play an English woman in a TV series. So I'm supposed to be
English
on
woman?
set.
An English woman?
UK, to be precise. Yeah.
So
So
you're
I've
getting
been
in character.
practicing. Yeah, been practicing my accent. I don't know. BBC, right?
Yes.
So I'm expecting
Get-
a call. I should be on set this weekend, hopefully.
Okay.
Interesting. You just sit down, BBC.
Beauty of being an actor, you can be any. You can tomorrow be a
Anything.
doctor. Be a,
Anything.
cool.
Nice. You
right.
guys,
What
you
about
guys have
you?
exciting lives.
I don't understand. What about you?
Raya was just baptized into business yesterday. As in she
How
she
do
she
you-
went through, so she's
I'm
calm.
not happy. I'm not happy, but you know, I'll just manage it. One of
It's a
those
learning
business
experience.
learning experiences that I had,
Yeah.
and it was painful, but it
You
is
get
painful.
over it.
You know, but it is well. Anyway, this weekend, am I doing anything interesting? I don't know. There's this is our guy from the gym guy from Wake Up Nigeria. Has been on my case for a while. So his name is Tony. He's taking me on some exercise tomorrow morning,
Whoa.
which I'm dreading because I really like to sleep Saturday morning. Yeah, so we'll do that exercise on Saturday, and I think I will hang out with the kids. I don't have any plans this weekend. Thank God.
Just bond.
Ah, goodness, everyone's just inviting one party on one team. Just come. Mariah, bro, me Joe. I'm wondering. I'm not seeing you in
I know
12 years.
celebrity.
You know, people you don't talk to them in 10, 15 years. Just call you. Have
You, you are a celebrity.
I don't understand.
Please.
though.
It's my big guy. Being like your party. Is it going to make any difference in my life? Like, please, don't just be calling me for something like that. Anyway, let's go on a break. It's Friday. We'll just relax today. We're going to go through the front pages of the newspaper. Stay with us. We'll be right back. All right, we're going to start with the punch. APC taking Nigerians for fools, says Obasanjo. Ex-president's coalition joins ADC. That's the African Democratic Congress. 2 killed as police task force clash with Lagos residents. Ebola, health workers strike threatens air passengers screening. 260 billion naira invested in roads under Buhari. The Nigerian diplomats killed in Sudan. Court nullifies Omar Gege's suspension by Senate. APC shifts Ekiti primary to Saturday as Ojudu withdraws. Corruption allegations, NJC raises panels to probe 25 judges. FG targets more revenue from 19 million taxpayers. And again, Senate knocks IG, says he's afraid of his own shadow. So, which...
The major story.
Yeah, go ahead.
Obasanjo's inspired coalition has been fused into ADC. And according to him, the aim is to enthrone a new generation of leaders. But I'm wondering, initially, the coalition wasn't supposed to be a political party, according to him. Yeah. So now they are beginning to make it a political party. Is there an underlying tone?
No, but you know, he's been saying that he wants to further the agenda of let us have young people take over. We've had him, we've had the former president, Babangida, also stating that we want young people.
Yeah.
And if I am happy that they decided to make it political. And this is my personal opinion, because we need people of clout that would stand back and let young ones reign. As much as we think that we're young and we can aspire for everything, most of the time we don't have the resources to get everywhere.
To add to that, a lot of people, young people will keep talking, but because we don't have that, equity with them.
Yes.
So, but he when he speaks, we will listen. But he was adding that Nigeria has gone, we've come from $3 something billion loan to 18 billion that we're owning, that we're going to loan. That's putting us, the generation, in serious
Next
debt.
generation. So let them put them in charge.
So he's saying that Buhari's government is taking us as fools, and that he's joined the coalition as now
making it into a party. But I want to give you a party.
Yeah, okay.
Omar Gege has been, he took the case to court that they didn't have a right to suspend him for 90 days, and the court has ruled, speedy ruling, I must say, the special preference obviously given to his own case.
Really? Why would you say that?
Because people go to court and they don't get rulings for years.
That's a pretty straightforward.
Yes. Well, and then they now confirm that the law is that they can only suspend him for, I think, 19 days, and that anything beyond that, it can be renewed. So, but
what happened to Jubril?
Oh, Mariah, you took it out of my mouth.
Where was the court when Jubril was...
go to court?
Of course he did. We were still waiting. That's why I said that it was speedy. Right. I knew what I was saying, it was speedy.
Right. You know, I'm saying, for me, I'm saying it's good that he did that. Now he sees the difference between going the legal way and bringing touts into the Senate.
But still, though, I mean, and even the
political undertones to that judgment. A lot of political undertones to the fact that he's being called back because he's favoring the president.
Yes.
Can they please just be neutral? I don't have any issue, Mariah, because it is legal. Bringing him back is legal. Yes, what they did in suspending him is illegal.
I was listening to the TVC. Somebody in TVC was saying that, is the Senate going to summon the judges now for, nullifying their suspension of him? Since they're calling the IGP and they're calling everybody, they might as well just call the judges also and say, okay, why did you...
Let us wait.
Bring him back.
It might still happen.
Overturn it. Okay, let's move on to... Let's start. Oh, there's no nation today.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to Vanguard. Obasanjo's CNN melts with ADC as Oyinlola quits APC. Militants write Buhari, ask federal government to distribute oil blocks to states. Ekiti APC chieftains call for direct primary. ICPC rearranges ex-IGP Ihindero over alleged fraud. Court nullifies Omar Gege's suspension, orders his immediate recall. Oshomole formally declares to run for APC national chairman. Nigerian diplomat found dead in Sudan. An alleged financial crimes NGC sets up 7 panels to probe 26 judges. So okay, the militants, go ahead.
Yes, I have the militant story. So the ex-militants under the body Coalition of Niger Delta Agitators are asking that, as a precondition for peace in the Niger Delta, that the oil blocks should be should be shared among the 36 states of Nigeria, that the natural resources from the Niger Delta actually belongs to Nigeria. You know, we've heard this, I think it was last week, that they were talking about expired oil licenses. And so they're saying instead of renewing it for the same people, that's the big men in the country and all the...
Yes, so
send it, so now we are going to have them they would prefer that these oil blocks are shared among the 36 states, which I find a very interesting.
Okay. All right. Oshiomhole has declared in Abuja yesterday that he is going to run for the APC national chairman. So
it's just lip service. Like we already do. Yeah, there had been the entire
he
works had been done since like 2 weeks
nominated. I
ago.
think was the president that nominated him.
So he was nominated. They had a meeting in Benin, and somebody was saying you can't go to the Edo State and be deciding who is going to be the next president representing the entire zone.
Next chairman.
You know, I'm like,
no, this is national.
This is national chairman.
APC national chairman.
that's what he was going for. You know,
Yeah.
it's currently being handled by Odige
Yeah,
Oyegu.
yes,
So
yes.
and Odige Oyegu is supposed to be nominated from that zone.
Oh, yeah, I get
so
the point.
now it takes.
I get the point.
It's been politicking since 2 weeks ago.
Okay, moving on now to Daily Sun. Very quickly, ADC merges third force against Buhari. Obasanjo and others embrace party and move to unseat president in 2019. We'll see how this battle turns out because this is a battle line being drawn right there. Senate hits IGP over killings. JTF kills 10 armed bandits in Taraba. Court notifies Omagege suspension. APC crisis, Imo stakeholders peace meeting with Osinbajo deadlocked. Okay, any stories here?
Yes, I've got the JTF.
Yes, go ahead, please.
So 10 Fulani militia were killed, and the JTF had gotten intelligence that they had camped in a border village between Taraba and Adamawa State, and they were terrorizing the people there. So they were able to go there, and they had a gun battle with the militia. They were able to kill 10 of them. One escaped, one was shot and arrested. They caught, of course, the usual weapons and all sorts of things on them. Yes, wow. So this is good news for Taraba State and for the war against insecurity.
Great stuff. Yeah. Moving on very quickly now to Nigerian Tribune. Obasanjo's coalition dissolves into ADC. 2 men arrested with 600 bottles of codeine containing syrups in codeine containing syrups in Kwara. Ekitiguba Adeyeye dumps PDP actually. He dumps PDP. Ojudu withdraws from APC primaries. Oyo local government poll holds tomorrow. And let's see, court nullifies Omagege suspension. NJC recommends judge for sack, probes 7 and appoints 21. And APC needs fresh ideas, says Oshiomhole. Let me just take a few things that Obasanjo had said. APC gloating, taking Nigerians for fools. PDP offered apology without disciplining those who set Nigeria in ruins. APC has followed PDP in looting treasury, in financing individual and party elections. No former political party, movement, cultural organization should claim sole ownership of ADC. Nigerians in diaspora should be allowed to vote with their passports at Nigerian embassies. So that's part of what he said.
Yeah.
Okay, the codeine story. Who has that story?
2 men have been arrested in Kwara State. They had 12 cartons containing 600 bottles of codeine, which they were trying to smuggle from one place to where they were going to distribute it. So they are going to start investigation into the whole thing, and I'm happy this is happening.
That's the part I want to hear, because the investigation, the 600 bottles is minute in comparison to the 1 million bottles that were consuming in Nigeria. So can we find out who they got it from?
Well, they got a container recently. 60 food, no, 40 food and it's
those are the kind of big guys, big shots I want us to go after. There's a case about the judge, and I simply forgot the judge's name. I think that it was posted. He said it was posted. I mean, I don't know his name.
Just again was raised the panel to probe the judges, right?
Yes.
Moving on.
The good thing is they're sanitizing, and people are getting sacked, which for me, when they get sacked, I feel happy. Not that I'm happy that they get sacked, but I'm happy that there's a penalty for wrong action.
Let us just take New Telegraph very quickly. 2019, Nigerians poorer, divided under Buhari, says Obasanjo. Murdered lawyers last day in office tells staff to eat, be happy, life's too short. Sad. Services grounded in federal state hospitals. Oh, this story was pretty important.
Yeah, it
States can't justify 200 billion naira airports investment, says report.
Okay, I quickly have the LASUT story. LASUT has finally joined the strike, which is ongoing now. Even in Oyo State and Abuja, the place is closed down. They are not taking care of people, and this is really sad.
They don't take care of
people
these
who do not
workers.
have money to go to private hospitals. How do they take care of themselves at
Right.
the
They
moment?
don't take
Right.
care of
In
themselves
addition to that,
sometimes.
also they're talking, especially with the Ebola
Ebola
scare.
breakout.
You know, so we have the health workers that work at the ports to make sure that these people come, but they're on strike as well. They've just joined Johesu, so that means our borders are porous.
Are
Now
porous
people
now.
can come.
So somebody coming from
Yes.
Congo might actually
Yes.
get
Wait,
in.
Why
Just
did they have
pass
to
through.
wait? These guys went on strike like 2 weeks ago. Johesu went until the others joined. But yet, if the field crisis people happen one day, they will face them. Why do we take the health for granted? We take
Yes.
the health sector
I'm not
for
even
granted.
seeing, I'm not even seeing
They're
any.
not talking about it. It doesn't because they can
I'm not
fly.
seeing
Yeah.
anything in the papers concerning any updates on this. On the Johesu.
No, the government isn't even facing, like,
The
they're
people are
ignoring
still
them.
on
That's the way
strike,
me I
but they're
think
not-
anyway.
Yes, the
we might
people
be
are still
wrong.
on strike, but the government hasn't said anything
The
to
Minister
them.
of Health needs to answer some questions. Okay, let's go on a break. When we come back, unfortunately, our celebrity guest today cancelled. So our topic today we'll continue the conversation, and if it ends, we'll have another conversation. But first, we're going to ask, should husbands pay their wives their stay-at-home wives? Should they pay them salaries? Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're just all the way today since our celebrity guest cancelled on us. All right, so a Nigerian writer has sparked up a debate on Twitter and social media on whether husbands should pay their stay-at-home wives' salaries. She also listed the reasons why she thinks husbands should pay their wives' salary, and even suggested they should have a pension plan. So we ask, do you agree? Should husbands actually pay their wives' salary? Join the conversation. Please call us on 070-806-6801. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. Now, let us make this clear. There is salary and there's housekeeping. They are two different things. So don't mix it.
Okay.
There's housekeeping money to buy food in the house. It's like you're working in the company now. I work here. I want to build sets. We want to do stuff. We want to buy laptops. I'll give
Have a
the
budget
company
for it.
will give me money to buy laptops,
Okay.
to buy stuff for to build the set.
Okay.
But my own salary is different. So we're not saying housekeeping. We're saying that should husbands who have asked their wives to stay home, should they pay salaries?
So you
to
have
the
I
already...
like that question.
Yes, the way she
Asked their
puts-
wives
yes.
to stay at home.
So my take on this is, and one thing with family is it differs from people to people. So one rule cannot fit everybody.
Certainly.
However, I believe that people should have individual conversations among themselves. In answering your question, yes, she should pay salary, because if I am employing someone, a caregiver, to properly nurture the children, I would pay that person well. I've been searching for maids. I'm paying 20K and I'm not getting good ones. They now tell me that the ones on the island earn as much as 60K.
Oh, yeah.
As in, some earn even more than that. They are educated. They have the prerequisites to give the right values to the children. So they get paid that kind of money so that the husband and the wife can peacefully go and search for money. So if we reach that consensus as a family that Oga has said that for the growth of this, our new generation coming, stay at home and take care of them, then it must be worth my while.
What happens to the arguments where it's your role as a mother? You take your children, I didn't hire you. It's a natural thing. How, like, it's a natural thing. So why am I paying?
for
Because imagine if I was dead as a man. Imagine I was in that picture. Wouldn't you take care of your child? So that's the other side of the argument. Let me
I
let
want
you
to go
jump in
from
here.
the angle of I can still take care of my home while I do a job.
Right.
So, but if you decide that, okay, I can take care of you, I need you to focus on the kids.
Right.
I need you to stay at home and
Right.
cater for these children. Make sure I am comfortable while I go and search for the money. I think you should pay me. But we have to come to an understanding, because the person might not even afford, might not be able to afford payments.
Right.
So as my mother, as the wife in the house, it's my duty to take care of the home. But once I see that you've started making money and you can afford to pay me salary. It's a way of
What am
supporting
I paying
me.
you for? Is the question. What exactly am I paying you for?
Because for me, I also would like to separate it, because yes, you might not get paid a salary, and for me, that word salary just makes it seem it's very uncomfortable.
Official.
Yeah, it's very uncomfortable for me. So let's say you get money to do, you have enough money to do your hair, to buy clothes, to buy shoes. Is that still different from the salary we're asking?
No, what we're
right
saying,
now?
what the differentiation is that, for example, you get 100,000 naira from your husband. In a month, groceries might be maybe 50,000 naira groceries. Is what your budget every month to buy food in the house, hang in there. Everything you need in the house, that's what your husband gives you.
I get that.
We're saying that is different.
Okay, what's
your
the
salary?
joint account for?
Okay, so
Families
that's
have
where
that.
I was going to know.
Okay,
Mariah, that's why I want to, let me clarify this. Now, for families that have joint account, there's a shared goal, there's a common interest, all our bills as a
come
couple
from there, yes, so I know that.
gets from there. But some people don't operate in that system, and that is not even common within our country. So if maybe you're one of those lucky ones that have that, it's not the norm.
Okay,
the norm we have is the man has his money, he pays the bill, takes care of the family, the woman has her money, she supports when needed.
Okay.
Now, if for any reason the woman has to take a back seat or sit down, and it happens a lot when Nigerians travel abroad. That's as in it's typical. Once you relocate, you cannot afford to pay the kind of maids there because the maids there are being paid the way your husband is earning money. So they'll just say one person sit down at home and
take care of the
focus
kids.
on the children.
Yeah.
But she's sacrificing.
And she's
We
not
don't get
earning.
it. And men need to understand that for that woman to sit down at home, she can actually be earning more than you
in
as a
addition
woman.
to what you're saying, it's important that we define what you're paying for. In my own view,
Yes, so.
you're not paying for me training your children. They are my
they're
children.
my children, yeah.
You're not paying me for cooking your food because I will cook.
I should cook your
What
food.
you're paying me for is the administrative duties of the house.
Yes.
Ensuring that the bills are paid.
Yes.
Ensuring that everything is organized, the house is properly maintained.
Yes.
Ensuring that even I'm almost like the family administrator. So these are administrative fees that it seemed that were someone demanding of.
I think
because there's a huge difference.
I think this came as a result of the fact that when a man dies, and leaving behind a woman who has been a full-time housewife, you find out that the wife can not take care of the children.
Yes,
there is no savings anywhere, there is no money. Okay, it's my husband's money. He goes out, he does the work, he gives me whatever he gives to me, and I manage. And I don't have anything, there's no financial security. And men as well, a lot of men abuse their wives financially by just giving them the
Stipends.
Yes, you see wives topping money on school fees, topping money on groceries,
but
having to lie just to get money for something. So this came as a result of, okay, if you have to make this woman stay at home,
For
give
those
her
that
something
make
for
their wives
security.
stay at home.
Yes.
Yes, good, because there are different things. There are some, it's not that their husbands are asking these wives to stay at home.
yeah.
So maybe if you have decided to stay at home, then you would, you will bear the consequences of doing that. So if you stay at home, maybe you can now have like a side business you're able to do to earn some money. But asking your husband to pay salary and talking about not having enough money, like when he passes on and there's no savings left, that is not just the husband's fault in this case. It means you both spent your money.
No, I don't understand. When you don't even get the money.
No,
There are some men who do not give their wives money.
No, if there's no savings, if there are no savings at all, that means you both spent the money. The money was spent on the house, on the kids, and everything. So people did not sit down together. Yes, you didn't talk about saving and putting money aside.
The real issue is the conversation.
Yes.
The system across different homes would differ everywhere.
Yeah. Right.
And for some, I was advising, and I told you about it, and you said you agreed. I was advising somebody that, how do you contribute to the house? And she said, I add money to food money. I had money to grocery. I said, your husband gives you food money. In his mind,
It's my money.
I have given you food money. You are not doing anything. Even if you add 10,000 naira every time you're making purchase, you haven't done anything officially. That take out your bill that this is what I am contributing to this house. I will pay for DSTV. I would sort security. I would sort power. Whatever it is, take it out.
Tangibles.
But that was what worked for me in my own house. It might not necessarily work for them. So the most important part is, can we discuss?
Yes.
So because when we'll be watching and saying, advising our wives to leave us and ask us for salary. What we're advising is discuss.
Yes.
If you see your wife needs money,
Yes.
give your wife money.
And sometimes when you say discuss, because some women, we are multitaskers. When you're having these issues, you don't speak up because you feel you can handle it.
Yeah.
So we're having this conversation because a lot of women out there don't know how to open up and say, listen, I need this
my
money.
personal care
upkeep.
money.
I need something that is mine.
Yeah.
So it's important that you have that conversation with her. But there's another angle. what if it's the man that is staying at home? Should the wife pay salary to the man?
It's the same
Because
thing as far as I'm concerned.
he's the one that is home doing a lot of things, a lot of things that you don't worry about generator, you don't worry about the NEPA bills, you don't worry about a lot of things, the gutter wants to be cleaned. Those things you're not bothered about. So you're the one making the millionaire a month. And your husband is still trying to get around this. Would you pay him salary?
No, but
let
you
me
know
tell
how
you.
we like culture when culture is convenient for us.
So now you want to be culture.
And how we like modernization when modernization is convenient for us. This is in tandem with modernization. In modern world, whoever is staying at home needs to be cared for, while the one hustling the money will have to be the one to pay the bills. That's the actual fact. Right. But you know, here I want to go to culture. My husband needs to be working. I don't want my husband to sit down at home
while I'm doing all the work.
Yes.
No, but let me come in.
Anything can happen. Okay,
I
I have a friend.
Yes.
I have a friend who the situation is just the same. She's the one bringing the $1 million, and the husband lost his job, so he's at home taking care of the kids and all of that. So, but I know that it's easy because she hands him, okay, pocket money. He needs to move around and all of that. So I don't know if it's salary, but I know she gives him money. Right. It's easy. It's normal to know, okay, he's home. He needs money. Right. They even demand for the money.
In my own situation, when earlier in our marriage, when we started, when I was working, my husband was still trying to get things around. We had a joint account, which he had full access to. Okay. So that joint account, we had the upkeep money and we have the other savings money. And so he then knew how to handle the joint account anyway. So it wasn't about paying salary, but he had access, whatever he needed, he could have access to that. But we're going to go on a break, but go ahead.
I was thinking about an angle. How about when they're both working, but the woman earns more? But, you know,
No, we're talking about somebody staying at home.
I know, but I'm just saying, but that's an angle as well. Do you expect, because we have women that do not earn as much as their husband that still will expect salaries or extra allowances?
No, they money for...
When we come back.
Okay, when we come back, we'll continue. We'll try to take some calls and tweets. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Your View.
So we're continuing the conversation. Unfortunately, as I said earlier, that our guest cancelled today. So we're going to continue the conversation, take some calls and tweets. We're discussing, should husbands pay their wives who are stay-at-home moms? Now we flipped it over that if you're the wife earning more than your husband, should you pay your husband upkeep, monthly upkeep? So
Mariah, I must, and I want, Mariah's always, we've had this conversation like twice or three times on this show, and Mariah will just breeze through her story like it is not a big deal. And we have a platform to encourage. There are many, many, many husbands and wives that are going through the place where the woman is earning money and she's more stable financially, and there is causing major crisis between them. I saw Mariah extremely humble. I tell my husband be like, there are very few women like Mariah, but the truth is there are many of them. They just have negative advice. If you're out there and you happen to be earning more money than your husband, it is just an opportunity that you have. Don't make it feel like he's irresponsible or he's not hardworking or he's lazy. And again, don't listen to negative advice. And again, let yourself out.
It's not the money that defines who your husband is. It's not his financial capacity that defines him. He's ordained as the head of the family. That is his so it's not about the money. That's not what qualifies. So you don't respect your husband based on your capacity.
Let me give you a
I'll come to you and I'll take this call first. Tojo, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
You sir? I'm with you.
It's delayed.
You're actually on air. Go ahead, please.
Yeah.
Stop listening to the TV. Just speak to us.
This topic.
Okay, we have to. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I wanted to give you a scenario. Well, one of my husband's friend, the husband lost his job, and she had to cater for the home for close to 7 years. At some point, she was frustrated because she was getting advice from friends. And they were saying, you're the one doing everything, you're the one paying. So she met my husband and she was complaining that she's tired. I can't keep doing this. He just sits at home, he's not trying to do anything, he just takes care of the kids. And my husband had to tell her, say, come, you never know why you haven't lost your job yet. It might just be that you
But
are the
for this
savior for this time in your home. So swallow it and
Yes.
take care of this man. I
Yes.
remember when this man had money, he was taking care of
Yeah,
you.
Exactly.
So swallow it and just do it.
But my husband pays the rent, pays the right. And he doesn't even touch my money anymore right now because.
But that was
But
your
I
thing.
thank God that phase has passed. He's now doing so well that I thank God for that opportunity to be.
Mariah, you see,
woman
that's
of
why
God.
Mariah doesn't share her story, because the truth is, many people right now always just focus on that first 3-4 years of your marriage when you're suffering. They focus on the fact that I'm the one paying the bills for the past 3-4 years. But I am grateful
This is
to
for
God that it's
eternity.
flipped. But you know, and if you stick with your man, it might just flip.
Yeah.
Let me take this call, then I come to Miriam. Morning, are you there?
Hello, good morning.
Morning, thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Good morning. Morning to everybody.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I like this your topic this morning.
Okay.
There is an issue when you have an house help in the house. You pay the house help to do your work for you in the house. But whereby you are paying a wife to do the same work, that means she's no longer your wife because you are paying her. If she needs anything, you give her whatever she needs.
Okay.
It's your call to do it.
Okay, that's your point. That's fantastic. I guess the point, we're trying to put a structure into this thing, a proper structure, so that women have something to fall back on. Let me come to Mariam.
Now, I was going to say that culturally, in some places, like in Jos now, culturally, women work and men stay at home. They stay at home not to take care of the house or they stay at home to drink and everything. So the village women will go
Those
to
are
the
really
farms,
different.
they'll go to the farms, they'll take the produce to the market, they'll sell it and come and take care of
So
their
who will pay the man?
husband.
So they pay.
No, so they are taking care of their husband.
The robots
Yes.
in Delta.
But when the wife logs out, what happens?
Well, he will look for another wife now.
Ibadan.
Yes.
You might have like 2 or 3.
This phone call, the man that just called,
Bernard, yes.
yes, he just mentioned, like, if I'm paying you, I'm
You're no
paying,
longer my wife.
You're no longer my wife, you're my maid. And somebody in our camera crew was doing like this, like, oh yeah, the guy is making sense. And the thing is, yes, you might be seen as a maid because you're paying a maid. But the issue that happens is that my mother-in-law was always her needs were always being met. If she needs something, she would have to call you every time. But when I got married, I also my husband, I said, can we structure what we give to Mama every month?
So we're not...
So Mama doesn't need to call us every time she sneezes.
Right.
And
can take
she
care of
prays
herself.
for every month. It was until I got into the house. They were always meeting at me. She didn't need anything, but she needed to always call to have it. Why would you not let her have a little pride, not having to call you if she wants to buy a sanitary
It's the
towel?
same thing for a wife too.
For me.
I'll come to you. Let me take this call. Yakub, are you there?
Yeah, Mariah,
Thanks
good
for
morning.
calling. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, thank you very much. I love this topic this morning.
Go ahead.
You see, to be husband is not a small task. I believe that the husband that asks his wife to stay at home, he needs to pay her very, very well. Even in fact, to even make the house conducive for him to work.
Yes,
Why am I saying that? Keeping the house in order is a big task. We are just looking at it in surface that I'm just paying you salary. Yes, you were the one asked her to stay at home, keeping your house, take care of your children, and then make sure that you eat in time and all that. Some other thing
Exactly.
that the woman will be doing is here. Because if the woman does not keep in that home very well, everything that you go out there, they're working, you
Yes.
make billions of dollars,
Yes.
go to amount to nothing.
Yes.
Because the children is still bear your name. That is number one. Number two, when you pay your wife, don't forget that the same wife they have a sibling. She also has the father and mother. Doesn't mean that when their parents call her that, my daughter, I need so, he should come back to you. No. You are paying her salary. You should be able to pay his father, house, and mother.
Yakub,
How come it's not
fantastic.
salary?
Thank you very much for your views.
Yeah, I wanted to quickly make 2 points. The first one is when they have their side chicks, their girlfriends,
They put
those
on
runs
salary.
babes, they pay those ones, they buy the hair, they do everything, they send them money regularly.
Right.
But when it comes to their wives,
Story.
they don't want to. That's by the way. Now, if we don't like the sound of salary to me, I don't really
Yes.
appreciate it. So I would rather you give me a heavy
Allowance.
allowance, like I am on allowance at the moment.
you on allowance?
Yes.
Heavy.
Monthly. So that takes care of everything in the home, the groceries, my personal care, all this are
serious?
from the allowance.
Igbo man
and I
in
can
the
save.
building.
I can also I can save from the allowance.
These are Igbo ones
So there
on
are certain
our-
things I might want to do that I don't need to even tell him.
Yes.
I can because I have the allowance gives me that room.
It's
So
heavy.
if it's heavy. So if they don't want to call it salary, make the allowance heavy so that she can
Mr.
factor
Brown,
in
allowance.
that personal
Yes, so
care.
I agree on allowance.
I agree. The allowance that taking out the salary and making the allowance, that's I agree with that. So you're also able to save. But how about the pension thing that we're talking about?
Yeah, that's the other. You see, that's important too. So if your husband is paying you, so if we have been able to convince the men, for example, to pay, let's just say 100,000 naira a month as allowance, do maybe 10% of that for pension. So what you do, don't pay it to your wife. There'll be a separate account for 10% of that every month you put into her own
generally,
pension.
whether we call it pension or not, I think that every family should have a savings.
Plan.
You must save. Now, pension isn't as effective in Nigeria as it should be. We don't have that strong structure for pension that will pay you in your old age. What we focus on is, let's have a property. The idea is that the property is your pension. If you have a property for rent, that rent will pay you long term. But I think that since we are discussing it, let families engage themselves. You can, and wives, you can go and tell your husband that based on what they tell on the show, can we have this conversation about our future?
What's the plan for me
You
and
know,
the
can we
kids?
start saving towards the property? Can we start working towards that? What would invest into in future?
Let me take this call from Hakim, UK. Hakim, are you there? Thanks for calling.
Hi, it's Super K from London. It's
Super
not
K,
Hakim.
go ahead,
Morning,
please.
ladies.
Good morning.
Excited this morning. For the past few weeks now, we've been talking about from women, gender equality, women.
Right, so the whole works,
And I think, Mariah, the next topic should be why successful women don't stay married.
Why successful women don't stay
married.
married? Okay.
Nice. We'll look into that. Thank you.
Okay. I think the issue here is the variables. It's not actually how it is done. It's actually the variables. To pay, and I think the lady there just corrected it. It's allowance. In some clients, they use allowance, they use reward. But when you pay for something, there has to be terms and conditions. And I think that was what the earlier caller was trying to do. Now, when you pay someone, there's terms and conditions, and there will be demand, and there will be meeting the demand as well. So what would your wife be if you start paying
Salary.
We're doing everything already.
That's a good point.
So responsibility.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, because the second thing is understanding and family values.
Conversation.
Over here in UK, both parents were working. Children goes out of proper parenting. At the age of 16, they fall into victims of society pressure or peer pressure, and something happened out there. And all 21, 16 years investment go down the drain. So the last caller also make a value point. It is about family values. So if there is mutual understanding, which is common now among working class in UK, serious English folks, is very common now. One person will go for the job, one person stays home to look after the family.
All right. Thank you very much, Super K. I like the angle he took us with, so we're going to go on a break. But when we come back, what exactly are the terms and conditions of this transaction that we're projecting for men to do? What, aside from the natural one, what exactly is the JD if I'm going to be paying you allowance? Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. I think Elijah Martins has been waiting. Morning, sir.
Good morning.
Thanks for
Good
calling.
morning.
Go ahead. Long time.
Yes. I've not been around.
Yes. Go ahead, sir.
Yes. This issue we are talking about this morning. I just want to emphasize what we call family planning. Family planning. The lady, the woman that you are asking to stay in the house to take care of the children is the daughter of somebody. And he has a father, he has a mother, he's got to take care of them. And then when we plan our families, we will know the size of what the family we can take care of. We will know what we want to do. And then if both of you have to work, we have to look at the type of work we do so that we do not jeopardize the interests of the children. The children should have that care which they need. That is why our mothers, in the olden days, our mothers, they are also mistresses, teachers, they do jobs that they will close in good time and come home. The man can afford to work till daybreak.
Right.
The trust is there. Everything is there.
Right.
And they have 6, 7, 8 children. But
Right.
nowadays, you should have 1, 2, have
Right.
a very, 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 very responsible nanny.
All right.
You must go through, there must be institutions that
Yes.
will organize
So,
nanny employment.
proper planning. Thank
So
you very
that
much,
we
sir,
don't-
for your views.
So,
Yes,
Mariah, before we
Mariah.
went on break, you were saying that what are the terms and conditions?
Right.
So when you put a salary, for me, when you put a salary, it means that you, the wife, when you stay at home, you're supposed to keep the house clean, make food ready, make sure the children have done their homework and everything. So when I pay you, I feel that when you're paid a salary and the person comes back and the house is not clean or the children haven't done theirs,
You get queried.
exactly. But is that the sort of relationship you want with a husband?
If you choose,
really?
is that what, if that,
that-
makes,
no,
makes
that
you
model
happy?
works for you?
No,
If that
I
model
don't-
works for you,
yes,
then that's
but
fine.
I don't think that would be healthy.
Any day
in a
you're
husband.
tired from
Uh-huh.
the other side,
I don't think
they
that.
won't take it from you because I paid
few
for the
few
job.
minutes ago, we were talking about the importance of budget and planning. This same thing with family planning. Family planning, we think of it only in terms of controlling
Numbers
your
of
children.
children.
But family planning includes the fact that if you give your wife a 20,000 naira budget for the month, it means that she will cut our entire plan for the month into it. It means she will use a cheaper hairstylist if possible. But if you keep giving her 2,000 naira, 3,000 naira,
You spend
1,000
more.
naira, you spend more than that. So
Right.
it helps your family planning entirely to put.
So there's a proper budget for every single thing. So you can say,
Yes,
okay,
budget
this is
it.
this. So it's proper. Okay, yes.
I also think husbands should start looking into providing security for their wives. Financial security. A lot of men do not look in
What
that
does that mean?
direction. Like, okay, now I have properties. I should have written my will by now. I should have put you here. I should put you there. I should make sure that there's something that is in your control
Right,
somehow.
right.
What if tomorrow I'm not there? So
Right.
men need to start thinking about
Writing their wills and
writing their
ensuring
wills
that-
and making sure that the
Yeah, tweets.
wife and the children are comfortable.
some tweets,
Peradventure,
please.
anything happens.
Andrew Instream says, if the lady is not working, yes, I agree. She should be given an allowance to look after herself plus home management, but encourage her to make money somehow. God is able says, if a man insists that his wife should not work, he should pay her so she can have something to fall back on in case of any eventuality. Ajao Emmanuel Benga says, that kind of allowance to me is compensation to show more value for your spouse, supporting towards the words.
So we all, okay, let me take this call from Lekki. Hassan, are you there? Thanks for calling.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Hmm.
Long time, Hassan. Go ahead.
Look, you see this thing you people are doing. Okay, you want to eat your cake and have it. The other lady, the other Igbo lady, I'm very sorry.
Obiaji.
She's very frank. You understand? And Morayo, she's trying to also eat her cake and have it by saying that let us get this salary, let us take allowance. But the Maria, she's talking on the foundation of her own tradition,
Right,
whereby women do a lot of things.
right,
And we should be very careful
right.
not to set a bad precedent.
Okay.
The same thing happened.
Oh, we like
Hassan.
That is not institutional in the bank.
Okay.
And the same thing now, not to smuggle this payment of salary. If you pay salary to your wife, is she ready to abide by the rules the way she's subservient to her manager in the office?
Yes.
The answer is no.
I'm already subservient to
Be
you
very
now.
careful, oh. Good morning.
As long as you see,
You are my head already.
You're supporting Obiaji, but we just said her allowance is heavy.
Yeah, it contains
There's a difference.
everything.
If you're paying me a small salary, maybe if it's heavy, whatever you say, man, just ask how high. and I will
Omoyowa
jump.
says,
Let's take some
giving
tweets.
your wife allowance is like for saving for rainy days. Paying your wife's salary for taking care of the home is wrong. I say wrong because it is as if your wife is employed to run your home. Who pays a man's salary for providing for the home? Men give your wife's allowance, not salary. Okay, so we've changed. Lukman Musa says, that women should agree to pay. Women should agree to pay. Women should agree to pay her stay-at-home husband salary for equity also. So agree to pay your husband also money.
And Luke Musa is our head
That was why-
overall producer.
Producer, that was why I had to pause.
So I was like, okay,
When she said
okay.
Babs CFR says men should men should just brace up in all honesty to their responsibilities. The funniest aspect of this whole thing is that many of these men who find it difficult to pay their wives are some stipends, pay side chicks and mistresses and take care of their needs.
Exactly. So we want.
Those are bad
I think we all
husbands.
agree that men, the salary might be too
You might not
official,
call it, yeah.
but I think
Allowance.
what is key for me personally is that you need to differentiate what you're giving to your wife.
Yeah.
There's upkeep money and there's allowance. So that money, don't mix it. Don't say, I gave you 30,000 naira, handle everything. No. There's food money. My own budget a month for food is pretty high. I mean, I feed a lot of people in my house, and we eat the kind of food that we like to eat.
Yeah.
So my budget, but if you're going to pay me allowance, let it be different. So that the woman knows that this is for me. Whatever she now decides to do with it is her business.
She
will
lives
keep
within
coming
the
back
means.
to you. And she'll
She
meet
lives-
all the needs,
I
yeah.
think that there are businesses that you can do as a housewife as well. So a husband should be able to support like businesses like that.
Okay, to
So
get
you don't have,
something.
so you're not calling every 2 minutes and saying, can I have money
need
for
this.
hair, for nails, for that? So if she has like a business on the side that you support and allow her to do while being a housewife,
She'll have
that
time to
would,
take care of
that
children.
would empower her even.
That's even different from allowance. So.
Yes, that-
Yeah, being an investor.
But do you
invest and then
do you get
Or if-
allowance on top of that again?
If you don't want to call it, if you don't want to separate it, mix the allowance, give it padding,
Yeah.
make it heavy. We will take care of everything.
I think we can end with that. Thank you. But don't forget, we're celebrating our 5-year anniversary, May 29th. There's a lot of activity. We're going to have a live audience all week that week. So from Monday through Friday, live audience will be on set. I think the first day we're having a walk. We're going to walk from here down just a kilometer. An exercise. I think it's being sponsored by one of our brands. And the second day, we're going to be giving out 5 gifts because it's 5 years. And also give obviously members of the audience to get some things too. So on Wednesday, we're hoping to get a special guest on the show. And Thursday is hanging out with the ladies of Your View. We go to have a picnic or somewhere, hang out, take pictures,
Just block out
music.
that week.
Block out that week for us.
It's
So
Your
that
View
Thursday, we come, we hang out together, we party, we dance, take pictures, just do a lot of stuff. It's during the day. And then on Friday, we're hoping to plan a symposium, just something small in the studio. But we're going to try to, I think the theme is towards 2019, what's the plan? Everybody's talking about young leaders. Somebody's saying, should we vote for Buhari? So we're going to discuss that and hear people's views on that. Have a fabulous weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.